Good morning, ECC friend, or Boker Tov. Today we are going to be meeting with the Koalas, and we wanted to share with you guys Sammy spiders for Shabbat. So today our video is going to be over all the things you need for Shabbat. So we have our challah plate, and then we also have our challah. We have our challah cover. We have our candlesticks and candles. And then we also have our grape juice. And we have our kiddush cup to pour our grape juice in. And here is Sammy Spider. I hope you guys enjoy the story. Okay, so we are recording now. Can everyone say Shabbat Shalom and wave? Shabbat Shalom. All right. We have Sammy the Spider with us. And we have Sammy's first Shabbat. We're going to go through and read Sammy's first Shabbat. So we can kind of pretend like this is all of our first Shabbat. Sammy Spider's first Shabbat. Early Friday morning, Sammy Spider looked out the Shapiro's kitchen window. So he's looking out the window. Josh was turning on the garden hose. Suddenly, a spray of water hit the window, and Sammy jumped back, snapping a strand of his web. "Mother," he called as he began to fall. Mrs. Spider caught Sammy mid-air. "What's Josh doing?" Sammy asked, catching his breath. "He's watering the flower bed," she explained. "Tonight, when the family gathers for Shabbat dinner, Mrs. Shapiro will put fresh flowers on the table." "We will celebrate Shabbat too?" Sammy asked. "Silly little Sammy," answered Mrs. Spider. "Spiders don't celebrate Shabbat. Spiders spin webs, and you need to fix the new hole in ours." "I'll fix it later," said Sammy. That's the hole he's going to try to fix. He was busy watching Mr. Shapiro unpack a bag full of groceries for Shabbat dinner. Sammy looked down at all the food. "I wish I could celebrate Shabbat," he thought. But when he saw his torn web reflected in the wine bottle, he remembered his mother's words. Spiders don't celebrate Shabbat. Spiders spin webs. "I'll fix it later," thought Sammy, following Josh into the dining room. Josh put the bottle of wine on the table. He took out the kiddush cups and candlesticks and put them next to the wine. He put candles into the candlesticks. All right, I'm going to unmute you all. And I want you guys to show me in the basket. We don't drink wine, but what do we drink on Shabbat?
Juice.
Grape juice. So this is our grape juice. And this is our kiddush cup. Here's our candlesticks. And with our candlesticks, we put our candles. So right now, for Shabbat, so far, we have set up our candlesticks with our candles. We have our kiddush cup out, and we have our grape juice ready. All right. Back to muting you guys. And we're going to continue reading Sammy Spider's book. The tablecloth reminded Sammy of a huge spider web, and he remembered the hole in his web. "I'll fix it later," he thought. Instead, he wandered back into the kitchen. Josh had finished lunch, and he was helping Mrs. Shapiro make challah. She kneaded the dough and divided it into 3 parts. Josh rolled each strip and placed them side by side. Mrs. Shapiro took one strip and crossed it over the middle strip. Then she took another strip and crossed it back over the other way. All right, guys. So let's look back in our Shabbat basket. We have,
What's your name?
what is this? What do we eat?
Koala.
Do we have our challah ready? Ready for Shabbat.
I forgot to make koala.
All right, I'm going to go back to muting you. Left over the middle, then right over the middle, she said. She did this again and again. And that's how you get the braided look on the challah. Sammy watched carefully. Left over the middle, then right over the middle, he repeated, practicing on the strands of his web. The effort made him tired, and he dozed off. While Sammy slept, Josh went up to his bedroom. It was time to clean up his toys. So there's Sammy sleeping, and there's Josh picking up his toys. Sammy woke up to the sound of music. The sun was setting. The Shapiros were gathered around the dinner table singing, Shabbat Shalom. I wish I could celebrate Shabbat, Sammy thought as he watched Mrs. Shapiro light the candles and recite the blessing. Everyone sang the blessings over the wine and challah. Mrs. Spider crawled over to Sammy and gave him a hug. My goodness, you fixed our web, she explained. To this surprise, Sammy saw that the web had been neatly braided just like a Shabbat challah. Sammy listened while Mr. Shapiro read Josh a bedtime story. He climbed up his web and fell asleep. The next morning, Sammy watched Josh get dressed for temple. He chose his favorite sweater and kippah. When the Shapiros left for Shabbat services, Sammy climbed up his web and noticed a tiny new hole. I wish I could celebrate Shabbat, he told his mother, but I guess I needed to fix our web again. I remember how. Left over the middle, right over the middle, he said. I guess I'll do it now. Oh no, smiled Mrs. Spider. Shabbat is the day of rest. You can fix it later. The end. All right, I'm going to unmute you all.
Okay.
We have Sammy Spider. He has Shabbat all set up. I'm going to show you guys. Shabbat all set up. Yeah, he has his grape juice, his candles, his Kiddush cup, and his challah ready to cut. Can everyone say Shabbat Shalom?
Shabbat Shalom. What do we do first?
Bless the candles.
Somebody said it. What do we do first?
Yeah.
Bless the candles.
Bless.
Then we
Drink the juice.
Then we
Eat the challah.
The challah.
That's right.